What is it really like to be black in Japan? There's this common conception that living in Japan as a black person must be amazing, right? Everyone treats you like a celebrity and you get all the attention. But is this true? And how does it feel to be treated like a celebrity all the time? Does it get annoying? And is there ever a bad side to all the attention? We did a similar video on what it's like to be white in Japan, so we thought it would be fun to do one on what it's like to be black in Japan. The video will cover topics such as being black in the workplace, friendships, family life, dating, marriage, food, traveling, entertainment, pros and cons, and how Japan is improving. This is based off our own experiences, conversations with black people who live here in Japan, and a deep dive into online articles and interviews. We won't be showing any photos or videos of the individuals we spoke with out of respect for their privacy. Also, if you think this sounds like a touchy subject, just wait until you hear what people had to say about what it's like to be white in Japan. You can find it in the description below. Let's dive in. First off, let's talk about Japan as a country. Japan is known for being very ethnically homogeneous, with over 98% of its population being Japanese. Foreigners make up only a small percentage of the population, which means that visible minorities like black people are pretty noticeable. This might sound obvious, but it is important to understand because it can have an effect on how people are treated and how they feel. Many people move to Japan for its unique culture, career opportunities, and quality of life. But when you're a foreigner, especially someone who's black, you can face some special challenges and rewards. Let's start with the basics. How do people treat you when you walk down the street? Some people say they get a lot of stares. This can make them feel self-conscious or even uncomfortable at times, especially when people point or take photos without asking. On the other hand, many people say that the stares are mostly friendly and curious, especially if you're in a rural area where foreigners are less common. Some people say that they enjoy the attention and see it as a chance to share their culture with others. Most people say they don't mind the stares as long as people are respectful. What about unwanted comments or touches? Some people say that they've experienced unwanted comments or touches regarding their hair or skin. Some say it's unintentional and just because people are curious. Others say it's disrespectful and hurtful. It all depends on the situation and the intention behind it. Some people also say that they've heard outdated or offensive language. This can make them feel angry or upset, because it shows a lack of respect and understanding. But most people say that these situations are rare and that most people are polite and well-intentioned. Next up, let's talk about the workplace. Working in Japan can be both challenging and rewarding for black people. One thing to note is that many black people who move to Japan end up working as English teachers. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's worth mentioning because it's a common path for foreigners looking to work in Japan. That being said, there are plenty of black people working in other fields such as IT, media, and business. Biases in the workplace can make it harder for black people to get hired, especially in customer-facing roles or traditional companies. However, many black professionals have built successful careers in Japan with hard work, professionalism, and patience. Overcoming stereotypes and building relationships is key to succeeding in any workplace. When it comes to money, it's important to consider both income and expenses. Generally, salaries in Japan are lower than in many Western countries. However, the cost of living is also lower. This means that black people can maintain a decent standard of living while working in Japan. It's also worth considering the value of yen compared to other currencies. When it comes to job opportunities, there are plenty of jobs available for foreigners in Japan. The most common jobs are usually in the education field, such as teaching English. But there are also jobs in hospitality, retail, and various other industries. It's important to research visa requirements and work regulations before applying for any job. Alright, now let's talk about something a little more fun. Social media. Social media has become a big part of how we see and interact with the world. And for black people in Japan, it's no different. Many black vloggers share light-hearted content about their experiences with culture shock and the curiosity of locals. They also use social media to connect with other black people in Japan and share their experiences. Other black people use social media to talk about more serious issues like racial microaggressions or housing discrimination. They use their platforms to raise awareness and fight against racism and discrimination in Japan. Overall, social media has given black people in Japan a way to connect with each other and share their experiences in a public forum. It's also helped to raise awareness of important social issues and promote positive representation of black people in Japanese society. Now let's chat about community. Feeling connected to a community is super important for our well-being. And luckily, there's a growing black community in Japan, especially in big cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Yokohama. People can find their tribe through online groups, churches, cultural meetups, and even barbershops. It's a great way to stay connected to your roots and find support in a new country. Many black people in Japan say they feel welcomed and accepted by the local community. They also appreciate the sense of safety and order that Japan has to offer. Of course, there are still challenges, and racism exists everywhere. But many black people in Japan feel that it's a country that values hard work, dedication, and respect, which are qualities that everyone should strive for regardless of their race or ethnicity. Before we continue, now let's get back to the video. How do Japanese people view black people? Most Japanese people don't have much exposure to black culture. They mostly see it through American pop music, sports, or global news. So their views are often shaped by media stereotypes, which can be misleading or too simple. However, many Japanese people are open-minded and curious about black culture. They're always eager to learn and understand other cultures, which is a good sign for building mutual understanding and respect. Direct and honest interaction is key to overcoming stereotypes and creating genuine connections between people of different races and backgrounds. So while there may be some negative views and stereotypes about black people in Japan, it's important to remember that these are not representative of the whole country, and that many Japanese people are open-minded and respectful towards everyone regardless of their background. And what about students or tourists? Black exchange students and tourists often describe Japan as safe and fascinating, but also lonely at times. While most people say they feel welcomed and appreciated, some say they face challenges like getting haircut, buying makeup, or finding cultural products that suit their needs. But overall, most say they enjoy their time in Japan and appreciate the country's politeness, efficiency, and public order. In conclusion, being black in Japan is not all good or all bad. It's a mix of curiosity, occasional friction, cultural learning, and discovery. Like anywhere else in the world, how your experiences will depend on where you live, your language skills, personality, and the community you build. The important thing is to be respectful, patient, and open-minded on both sides. Japan is becoming more diverse, and every interaction helps shape the future of inclusion and understanding in the country. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay curious, stay respectful, and keep embracing the beautiful diversity of our world. Thanks again for watching. See ya.